For those who haven't heard this poem, I wanted to write something that gave you the feel of what it actually nice. Yeah. I wanted to write something that gave you the feel of what it was actually like to go down the Santa Fe Trail. And since I didn't do it myself, I read a bunch of old drovers' diaries. You guys don't have to burn down half the state here. You know, that'll do.
Put it on there.
Thank you, Clint. So anyway, I invented the character in this poem but the events he describes in the poem are well documented through a bunch of drovers' diaries. James Finney is Hinky's me handle. I'm a bullwhacker from Missouri folks call Hink. And I'll tell you about the Santa Fe Trail when it was the only link between the US of A and Old Mexico, of which I was an accessory, and I will not lie to you unless absolutely necessary. In 1822, New Mexico was rich with precious metals, pelts, and gems. Thus, the residents could pay in Mexican silver for that what be freighted to them. They were starved for manufactured wares and not served well by southern counterparts, so we freighted the goods in 800 miles from Missouri. And you should have seen our tumultuous start. The lowing of oxen, braying of mules, cracking of whips filled the air, profanity, whooping and hollering, runaways and wrecks everywhere. And if you think them mule skinners were crude and some say perverse, them kick the spinning wheel out of a spider's arse Missouri mules was worse. Injuns kept us bunched, rifles handy, most dreaded are the Pawnee. The government bought off the Kansas and Osage, but Comanches could not be appeased. One packer who wandered off too far was killed for the gear in his panniers. We found him with 13 arrows in him, his body treated in a shocking manner. Many things that frighten a man can be found down round the border, but there ain't nothing as terrifying as a bloody full-blown blue norther. Helpless stood we on that endless prairie with nary a bush to crawl under, watching a black wall of water and wind come screaming and gorged with thunder. The writhing tongues of lightning, as from rattlesnakes, would dance across the horns of the oxen in its wake, and the hail seemed determined to shred to the bone all it was factual, and as quick as she come was gone, leaving us bogged to the axle. In the muggy still that followed, skeeters was at times so rife and hostile they drove the stock into a panic by clogging up their nostrils, covered in all your wraps. 'Tis then you'd have to decide if you'd rather die of the heat or let the skeeters eat you alive. When crossing the searing Cimarron, choking down clouds of alkalized dust, our thirst became so desperate, with no water for miles around us, that we gladly drank the liquid contents in the stomachs of fresh-killed buffalo. Thank God, after crossing that wretched desert, we hadn't far to go. The perils of the trail behind us, and our making her free from harm, only made our arrival sweeter into Santa Fe's open arms. Them dark-eyed senoritas, their skin like coffee with a dash of cream, have ways of pleasure in a man women back in Missouri have yet to dream. You might find yourself in the Spartine Emporium of the goddess of chance, Senorita La Tule, where the mysteries of the game of Monte are only revealed when you lose. With our craws glutted with debauchery, we'd pass out, then wake and stumble back for more till there was nothing left but our eyeballs, and even they was sore. Then down to the wheeling and dealing in the gay hubbub of the plaza, where we swapped our goods to eager buyers like hot tamales and salsa. And after the obligatory bribe to his obesity, the Mexican governor, we struck the trail back for Missouri laden with gold, furs, and silver. Now it's been said of Santa Fe, and to my mind most profound, therein dwells a peace of mind that kings have all sought, but ne'er found. My compadres say they've had enough. As for me, I covet the day I'll be whooping and spurring back down the trail to me heart's delight, old Santa Fe. Thank you.
Salud.